Welcome back to the brand new actor. I'm your host, Deanna Nicole, and we're continuing season 3 with theater. As we break down into different acting markets, I'm here joined by a fellow actress, Krystal Millie. Krystal, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Krystal, for listeners who may not know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your background in theater?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a Cuban American actor. I'm bilingual. I'm from Miami. I started mainly wanting to do film and landed in theater because that's what I had access to, and have found it instrumental in expanding and deepening my art as an actor and as a musician. It's all kind of in conversation. So, yeah, I do a lot of plays and they make me really happy.
What made you first start in theater, though? Like maybe your first production, something that you can tell us, one of your first experiences?
My first play, so super fun. I was actually a musician first, so I was in orchestra and I played the violin for 12 years.
Wow.
And I was really shy, so I would get nosebleeds before all my like performances. And I was also super extroverted with all my friends, but I like had this need to perform, but anxiety, which I have as a diagnosis, and it's not a bad thing, it's just a thing in my life. So I always wanted to act. I was scared to try a new thing. And then eventually my family, like, we didn't come from much money, so there were restraints in that way. But they kind of banded together to try to bring me some joy and kind of expand my horizons. So they took me to a film camp one summer in middle school, and I started acting in that way. I was still scared to join the drama kids, and then finally in high school, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna join. And my first play was Yemaya's Belly by Chiara Alegria Hughes, and it was with my still very, very good friend, who's my big brother, Ruben Carazana, who's actually directing at Yale now. He's getting his master's. Yeah, he's crushing it. But that was my first play. It was just like mainly a two-hander about the Cuban diaspora.
Hmm.
And from that, it was cool. Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. I love her work. I love it. I was almost in Water by the Spoonful a few years ago. And then the pandemic happened. And then life happened. I know.
And did you study theater in college? Did you go the film route? What did you end up doing for college?
I actually super wish that I went on the film route earlier, but I think I needed some self worth growth first. So all I knew was theater as far as structure went. So when it was time to apply for colleges, I got a full ride for New World as a School of the Arts with UF. And that went great. I mean, I got a free degree, which was really lovely for my parents. They were like, oh, nice, awesome. But I did have some like feedback from a professor when I was so little. Like I was a teenager, I was a freshman in college, that told me that I essentially didn't have the look for a film. Like that's not my brand, that's not my whatever. And that little comment actually, I held on to it way longer than I should have. And it took me like 5-ish years out of college. So almost 10 years past that comment to like, you know what? Maybe I can audition for film stuff, and it's actually been so fulfilling. Yeah, I feel like I'm finally kind of doing like the thing that I inherently wanted to do when I was like 4. It just took me a really long time, but it was because of theater. It's like theater is like the foundation of all vulnerability and improvisation. So I'm so grateful that I went to New World because I learned so much, and for the most part, like I feel like I had really wonderful professors and I was elevated and taken care of in some way. How about you? Where did you go to school?
I also went to New World. So
I thought so.
yes, I definitely went to New Worlds, but then pandemic came and yeah, kind of like derailed my studies in a way.
It derailed my whole career. Yeah, it really did. But it didn't derail it. It just gave it a different track than I thought. It's not like I fell off the rails and we're derailed. We just adjusted and learned, which was important, you know?
And yeah, that's wonderful. So, are you working on anything recently in the theater?
Yeah, I'm working on some stuff. It's funny because, like, sometimes in theater or in this profession in general, and in music, like just being an artist, you can't really see things at face value as they're happening. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not doing anything. But I'll look back like 2 months ago and I'm like, oh. When I thought I wasn't doing anything then, I was actually laying so much groundwork for all this stuff that now I'm gonna take on.
Yeah.
which is so cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be like, it's actually great to get out of your own head and just be like, all right, I have to hope that this is enough. I'm putting the effort and it'll be sorted out. So yeah, I recently just finished my 5th year doing a mental health show for BIPOC students in high schools for the city of Miami, which I'm super passionate about and proud to be part of, called I Am Me with Arts Center. It's a devised theater piece, and I think that's like kind of my like favorite thing to do is new works and devised works. And I love a classic, and there's foundation in that, but there's actually so much growth when you're creating a character
The first time and not
for the first time with a yeah, and with fellow artists that are
having.
there that are in the same boat, no matter if it's the director or the playwright or the actor or the stage management team. It does change the power dynamic a little bit, because then all of a sudden we're all genuinely like in new territory. There's no like solved puzzle piece that you can look back on and be like, oh, in a previous production, I know that they usually do this kind of backdrop to solve this part of the puzzle, right? It's like
You're figuring it out together.
and it makes me like wild. Like it makes me this like kind of like lightning bolt version of myself, and I can feel it and I see it in people that I admire when I'm working with them too. And it's just like, I think the best and most honest versions of people come out when we do new work. So anyway, yeah, I've been doing a lot of new work. Miami New Drama last year had me for 3 productions. So I did Lincoln Road Hustle, I did Bad Dog, and I did Birthright, and all of those were world premieres and puzzles that felt gigantic as they were being solved. And then you make it to opening weekend, and it's just like such an amazing camaraderie. Sometimes with artists that I wouldn't have had access to if it wasn't a new work and we were figuring it out together, which I think was really cool. And then I did a show for Actors Playhouse, and then I did another show for the Arts Center, Kitty Hawk, and I did proof for Zoetic Stage. It was my second time doing proof. So felt like, it sounds like a lot, but it's really felt like nothing, because that was like tons of months, and then like 2 months of finding auditions and film and commercial things that are only really like 2 days or 5 days in a month that I'm making income while I'm working. So in therapy, I had to do like a mindset shift, which was really cool, of being like, and one of my best friends kind of guided me through this as well. That's actually how it came up, was if I set the time every day to do something as an actor, and I write it down, because you could just say that you're going to do that and then do it, and you won't really, like one day you'll be like, oh my God, how did I get all these bookings in this month? And it's like all that work that you had laid out. But something that was so helpful was like literally just writing it down in a journal. Like I keep it right here, and all I do is write like, today, these are my 3 little to-dos of being an actor, and this is what I want to do to be an artist in a different way, to be a musician, to be out in nature and see if something inspires me out there, to people watch for an hour like we used to do, like for the joy of it, and see if there's anything that like is a spark of humanity in this like terrible time. You know what I mean? Yeah, like the world's kind of icky, right, my dude?
Right. It really is.
Is, and it's like, I think that we are theater, which is this like magical living thing with other people, where we're like, it's a social construct where you're like kind of forgiven and allowed to be your full self, even as an audience member. You can just like eat it all up and grow so much. So it helps to give into the beast, like give into kind of like acknowledging people on the street and meeting a stranger, like put yourself out there in that way, sit with yourself, like take away the vanity of all the acting stuff, like sit with yourself and think about like, where was your life 3 months ago and where is it now? And how are you like growing? Like not just seeing the negative, but like, oh my God, like I didn't have the courage to like work on music for like a year and a half. And now that I had a little extra time, I started doing that again. It's like, that's all part of you learning yourself, and you're the vessel. And then hopefully we're growing as artists while we do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you a nature girl? What do you do?
Well, I honestly feel like I'm always busy. I mean, I feel like I have a career that's very busy. I'm always doing a lot of TYA. I'm always auditioning. I'm always doing a commercial. I'm doing this, doing that. That like taking that time, like you said, to just like focus on something, it's like finding the time to do that. And it's important, just to like live life, like go on a vacation. It's important as well, not only the craft that we're doing and like the preparation for everything, but just like living life, being able to be exposed, like you said, to different people. Those are characters that we play all the time,
Exactly.
and we're just collecting information as we observe them or interact with them and such. So it's so vital to live as well, because theater is just living and breathing of what we do every day. And yeah, I just feel like there's
Yeah, I just think that's super important, and it helps me so much because I do have anxiety, and it kind of keeps my little heart calm and clear, and then it makes me be that like bolder and wilder, more present version of myself that I was explaining in those new works. You have more to provide in the room, and you can play and improvise in new ways because you're coming from a place like a stillness and self-assuredness while I'm just like jittery outside. I'm like actually genuinely enjoying myself. I'm like craving for that again. I don't have any plays coming up as of right now until Kitty Hawk in September, but I got a lot of film stuff rolling around, and I hope that I get to hit a stage soon. I think that'll be nice.
Wanted to ask you a little bit about your early career, sort of like when you just graduated. I know that you are part of the Actors Equity, if I'm not mistaken, right? For a while now. So what was that like? How did you know that you wanted to join and so forth?
Cool question. I always had it as a goal ever since I learned about it because it would keep me in safe spaces. And it would have me working in the companies that I wanted to work for and admired since I was like a local high school kid here in Miami. And it's also like lovely to be like, oh, I have health insurance and I have a pension and like I am a professional. Like it just helps. It helps my peace of mind being like when I'm in my old age and I can look back at my life and be like, I was a professional actor and I was able to take care of my health and I have a little bit of money saved up, and I think it's lovely and I love the community of it. So I always knew I wanted to join, but I struggle with self-worth, which is why I was saying like I do all these things actively. I marathon run and the training is like 4 months of me like forcing myself 6 days a week to be outside and try to hit a goal that is nothing to do with my career for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I always wanted to join, and I just like was scared. I was like, am I enough? Have I done enough work? And at the time it was EMC points, which now I think with just one professional production you can join for a more expensive rate, from my understanding. But when EMC was happening, I had racked up, it's being an equity membership candidate.
Okay, I was just
And
to
every
clarify, 'cause I know some people may not know the lingo.
right, and what it is every week that you work is 1 point, and you need a certain amount of points. It's like 32 points. You have to work 32 weeks in plays that are like LORT theaters or a certain level of a contract in a union company, and then you can join. And that's the route I was going to take, because you could also join just by like booking an equity show. If they needed an equity actor, there's a certain amount of them that you need every production, then they can offer you a card and you take it because you want the pay and the contract, but you don't have to keep the card. You would like be able to like, you're like, no, thank you at the end of the production. And I got offered 2 of those.
Nice.
And already had all my points. And I still was like, no, I couldn't. I'm not ready. I'm okay. I'm not ready. And I got a career coach for a year and a half, who was my professor in college. Shout out to PK. And they were like, hey, did you know that you have a very large body of work, and if this is a goal of yours, it's not that you have to join the union to be a successful theater maker, especially in South Florida. Like, you could crush in a non-union. I am a founder of New City Players with Tim, who spearheaded the whole thing, and that's a non-union company. And I love working for non-union companies. And as an equity actor, I still get to. It's just the one union actor in the production. If I really suit the role and really provide something that they feel like I can like provide something for. You know what I mean? Like they're like, okay, I think that she's our girl, then they'll let me do it. So anyway, I finally had somebody verbally just slap me in the face and be like, Krystal,
Do it.
count how many things you've done. And at that point, I'd done like 30-something professional productions out of college. And they were like, can you please join? And I was like, I don't know. If I booked something else, and I was doing Amparo, which was non-union, and I was a part of it for 5.5 months. I played a really fulfilling role. I was Jose Marti, and I was Oshun to Yemaya. So it was like growing up in a very, very Cuban neighborhood in Hialeah. Like, it was also super fulfilling to like, I didn't want to lose that kind of work by joining the union. I was like, I wouldn't get to do this. But the reality is, it's there. It's out there. So I was like, if I book an equity thing, whatever the next equity thing is, I'll join. And I joined. And it was Brighton Beach Memoirs at Maltz, which is such a wonderful team. And then the pandemic hit, like literally 3 days after we opened. And I had just joined the union after like 6 years of being like, I couldn't. And then I was like a union actor stuck in a quarantine. And I was like, am I ever going to act again? Guess what? Everybody gave me work. I found all my friends work. Like, I don't know. The people that didn't give me work, it's just I didn't suit it or whatever. But like, there was a time that I didn't get any theater work because theater hadn't opened up yet for the union specifically. But it lit a fire under my butt to start doing voiceover work. So now I'm dubbing for like HBO, and I'm dubbing for like animes that people like and stuff like that I would have never done. You know what I mean?
It opened your eyes, for sure.
Exactly. And I got super into film. And I realized, like, I can't just do all of those things simultaneously and be a union actor and feel protected when I go into spaces so that I've had scary moments and then I never have to have them again. And I've been told that I'm going to be paid for an entire production, and it's a stipend, and 3 months passed after and I wasn't paid. And I was like, guys, like I spent more on gas than this stipend. Like, I wanted to do this because I'm passionate about it. Help me out, you know? And now it's like, I have absolutely no regrets joining the union. And it's opened so many doors and given me a little more confidence to be like, all right, you know what? These are the people that I want to work for. I'm setting a boundary in that way, reaching out to the people that I'd like to work for, and hopefully they'd like to work with me. And I don't know. I have no regrets towards it. And I feel like if it's something that you want at some point, just do it. It's not going to like stop you from working as an artist. I thought it would. It really didn't. And I'm not a musical theater girl like you. Like, I'm an actor musician, so like if they ever need like literally somebody to play an instrument, like to play the guitar in their musical, I will do that. Or if they need a folk girl, like a very niche
thing,
I've done it a lot, but like it's not compared to the amount of work that is available if I were like a proper musical theater girl. You know what I mean? So just do it. That's my advice. Just do it. The second you can, just save up your money and put some of it in there, the deposit, and they literally they did a payment plan for me for like 2 years because they know that I'm like broke kid from Hialeah who's like literal only source of income is acting. So like if it's a slow month, I'm not gonna have enough for rent if I'm focusing on I really want to join the union. They're so wonderful and accommodating. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I believe in you. I think you should do it. I do. And you can still do TYA. My TYA contract, like, I love, and Kitty Hawk is like,
TYA. It's really cool.
Yeah, TYA, but also like, I'm playing my guitar and I'm singing.
You're the Adrian Arts Center, like.
I'm in the night concert hall, just like playing like 7 characters and having so much fun. And like, that's got to be some of it too. It can't all be like cry girl Krystal, you know? Some of it's got to be silly clown.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get silly clown Valdes out there sometimes too. can't all be the womp womp, you know? So yeah, don't diminish the TYA. It's hugely important, hugely fulfilling.
Say it again. Say it louder for the people in the back.
TYA is where it's at. You don't even know.
Financially, it's there.
It's financially there.
And
It's so
fulfilling.
fulfilling when
Yes.
you're locked in.
Mhm.
Lock in. Lock in. Notice what you're doing. And if it's actual fulfilling work, if you see that the artists that you're working with to create it are genuine, you're going to walk out of there also more confidently and like a little tiny blossomed version of yourself. I do story times for kids for free in parks sometimes, just for literally like my heart needed to like
Gratification, yeah.
do something for our community that is not just me being like, oh my God, did I get that call back? Oh, they went with like the beautiful, like whatever my insecurity is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always like, oh, I'm not like blonde and like Americana enough. Am I not Lana Del Rey for you enough for this role? Like, you know, I don't want to focus on that stuff. So I think that the reason that we are in theater is we're trying to connect to our community and trying to learn about ourselves and each other and trying to elevate each other. And TYA is the most honest way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It just is. So keep at it and join the union and still do TYA. That's it. That's my advice for you.
Speaking of advice, what is some advice that you'd like to give some actors when auditioning for theater productions?
For theater productions, I think a huge piece of advice that I could give that helped me, it's just big to me because it took me a long time to get it ready to go, is I have like 7 or 8 monologues. Some of them are from, a lot of them are from plays I've done, and they're just in my little brain and in a document on my laptop. And having that as like a safety, as if you're going to apply to grad school, like prepping yourself like you're doing the grad school prep, which I did like a year out of college. I was way too young for it, and I wish I tried again. Still can, and I might, but it's also like I'm doing the work that I would want to do and the benefit that I would get from the masters.
Right.
I'm already getting some of those doors opened by people that love me, and I'm just in conflict because I'm like, golly gee, am I a lucky gal sometimes, you know? So my advice is like, pretend you're going to apply to grad school, get 7 monologues ready to go. You don't have to love all of them. That's fine. But work on them until you're like, this is showing an aspect of me that maybe they don't know. Because that way, no matter what the casting is, whatever the breakdown is, and if it's like they need vivacious Latina girl, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I have like 4 monologues that are about literally being Latina, and 2 of them are in Spanish. Like something in there, if you know. And also like remembering that genuinely, I don't know what they want. I keep thinking I know what they want, and I hilariously keep being proven wrong and being like, oh, I couldn't be the hot girl. And then I get to be the hot girl sometimes. And I couldn't be, like I couldn't be this version of myself, right? Like I mean, whatever I think I'm not enough of, I ended up getting to do in theater, like, and having those monologues that are just a tiny stretch for you. That's what I'm mainly talking about. Give yourself a little stretch in them and then let it settle into you so that you're like, I don't know if they want me, but I know that this is a version of me that I love and can provide. Mm-hmm. So they may not know it because they may look and be like, she's this, because that's what they think you are. And then you show them something delightful in you and they're like, what? She's delightful. So that's what you should do. That's my dream, that happens every audition. It doesn't sometimes.
You know what I love, speaking of all this, because I was auditioning for like a unified audition or something, and someone that I've been working with like for like multiple shows was like, wow, that was different. And I'm just like, that's hilarious because we work together all the time. So to see that that person could see something different in me is very interesting, that I'm still revealing all the facets of myself, like you were saying. And everything that we do in work, there's different versions, different sides of us. We're, not 2D or 1D. We have so many layers.
I encourage us to keep exploring what those layers are. Go into the weird, dark abyss and figure it out. And like, it's scary in there. But also it's kind of badass because you're like, oh, okay, I have this lived experience, or I saw myself in this person that I met, and let me see if I can find a monologue that has that person unlocked, Mm-hmm. That's my advice. Yeah, find some badass monologues that you think are just a little beyond what people may think that you are.
And where do you suggest that they find these badass monologues?
Amazing that you asked
Oh,
that.
I'm so glad.
So, number one, I mean, again, I don't know. I know nothing about nothing. I'm figuring everything out all of the time.
Me too.
But, dude, seriously, but I think it's good. And you can do the same monologue that you did like 7 years ago. Like, don't throw those away. Just keep them near you because you are going to be a different version of yourself in 2 years. And you might provide something lovely. So, where you can find those monologues. If you do new work, any new work, keep it. If you're doing TYA and you have a funny, quirky little thing that you do in there, keep it. If you are like, well, I just like, I don't have it from productions that I have done. National New Play Network, plugging them because they're so wonderful and they're about to start an actor service. And it's a membership that's, I forgot how much it is, but it's really not much at all. And you have access to all of their plays, but also like sectioned off certain monologues. Like they have like, you don't have to sift through the whole play trying to look for like sifting through the character breakdown. It's like first you find the character breakdown and you're like, oh my gosh, this could be me. And then you see there's no monologues.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, what? No. So they're gonna, I just found out about it because I did the commercial for it. So they're, I think, launching it like right now or in a month or something. And it's literally about to come out and it's just going to show us a bunch of monologues. And then you find the monologue that you want and then you read the play so that you're more informed. Don't be lazy. That's a piece of advice. Just read the play. Just read it. It's going to take you an hour and a half. Maybe it's, 3 because you decided to read August Osage County because it's amazing. Then good for you. Read it. Learn something for a little while. It's not, it's not all like us. It's not the vanity of like going to the auditions and getting my hair like looking like I brushed it today. It's also like the nice part of the work, which is like, I only picked this play because I saw something in it that I gravitated towards. Mm-hmm. You're not forced to read every play under the sun.
Right.
There's something magical in like letting yourself gravitate to music and paintings and plays and poems that you're in conversation with and you don't even realize it, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that'll be really chill. Like, I'm so glad that they're making it a little easier for us to, like, unlock that with those monologues. Because we're just going to go in there, click around, and be like, I love this. Wait, why is she saying these words? And then I'm going to go read the play and be like, oh, yeah, she's mine now. You add her to you.
I love that. That's so good to know. I'm definitely going to be staying tuned for that because I definitely need a new resource of like monologues. Like, well, thank you so much, Krystal. It's really been a joy to have you, to have such an honest and open conversation about your journey and basically the realities of joining equity, which I probably would have seen as something daunting. And I'm sure some of the other listeners as well thought that maybe it would be a closed door of some sort, but you really opened the floor to let us know that it really isn't as daunting as we may think it is.
Yeah, it's not. Thank you so much for having me. You're so sweet, and I don't get to speak to you enough. Look, I did my goal. I got to speak to somebody that I don't know that well today, and it was brave, and it was scary, and it was super worth it.
Yeah, we're always
thank you for having me.
In auditions and passing one another, but yeah, we haven't been able to work together, but probably soon. Who knows?
We just did, and we'll do it again. Yeah.
And so before we wrap up, how can listeners connect with you? Any social media and anything you want to share?
Cool. I have an Instagram. I love it. It's at Krystal Millie, Krystal, Millie. And I have a little website and an IMDb. And I have music on Spotify and Apple Music. And right now I only have like 6 or 7 songs on there, but I have a body of work that's ready to go. I'm going to be releasing like a big old chunk of stuff this year. It's one of the goals to not just define myself as the constraints of being like, you didn't get cast, but also being like, here's a lovely little part of my heart and you can listen to it for like 3 minutes and maybe it's a part of your heart too. So yeah, go check out my little songs. It's under my name if you'd like.
And to the brand new actor, if this episode helped clarify anything in the theater world or actors' equity, share it with a fellow actor. New episodes drop on the last Sunday of every month on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe, follow us on Instagram at The Brand New Actor, and we'll see you next time. Bye!